Good day, good evening, good afternoon to anyone, depending on your time zones, because time zones are always fun. Uh, we hope that you are having a nice day, a nice Meme Combat day. We've noticed that the spirits have been quite high, which is wonderful to see. Every time I come in, there's always quite a lot of positivity going on in the community, which is not just a good sign for the project, but also a good sign that we seem to be doing something that seems to be working, and you guys are enjoying it, which is the main goal here. Um, I was going to say, I do apologize today. I'm not going to speak for too long because I have one of these beautiful spring colds, as you can probably hear from my voice, and I do tend to
Yeah, you
cough a
do
lot when
sound
I'm
you
running these.
sound a little different for sure.
Yeah, I have my sexy radio voice today, and I do have this beautiful cough, so occasionally I'll be coughing. So I'll try to keep myself short. Um, We did have quite a lot of things happening this week, including starting the devlog. Yay! Which we plan to start being a weekly thing. So for those that missed it, the devlogs are going to start popping up every Monday, with not just what is happening at the moment on the current game, but also what is coming in the future, as in what are we working in the background that you guys can't see. And in case it happens, which might not happen every week, hopefully not, any bugs that we found that had been fixed and what they were and how did we fix them. Of course, we're going to try and make them as short as possible. No, I'm not going to give you like a lengthy dev explanation of what happened and what was sorted, but I'll do try to explain it in a way that anyone can understand it. And hopefully, like I mentioned, so for those that read it, we will try and include some weekly stats of what happened in the game as well that week, which would make the vlogs a bit more interesting as well.
Yeah.
I'll skip straight to the questions because there's already a question that I know is directed for me, which is, will there be also new AMA music for season two? No, I'm gonna stick to lo-fi music all the time, and I'm gonna make it the most slow music ever. They kept complaining about that music. Here I am. I'm 15 minutes before, just to let you guys test out the sound because you guys kept complaining about the sound. Next time is gonna be epic rock or something like that, like the most cheesy thing possible. Anyway, Zeus, stage is all yours.
All right, good day, everyone. Hope everyone's having an amazing day wherever you're at. Sorry, Hermes, that you're not feeling great. It's been going around like crazy, though. I mean, I had it a few weeks back, and then my voice has been raspy ever since. And I've got, friends left and right, daughter, shaking things off. Hope it doesn't get you too bad. So we did put out a post to the community. When was this? I believe it was last Thursday. Just seeing who would like to be involved in Telegram is where we put this pinned message, and we asked for reactions to gauge who wanted to some extent, be on the back end, helping push this forward on a deeper, more team focused level. Didn't have a whole ton of engagement like I guess would have imagined, but still a good amount. And anything is better than nothing. As of now, we were asking for people to react with 100 if they'd want to be in a team type of role where we could think tank ideas, even, hop on calls together, flow around how we can put things into action. The heart emoji was for anyone that wanted to be involved in the raids. If you have not reacted to this, go to the pin messages and go ahead and react appropriately. And then also, if you have inclination to be involved, if you hear this later on, always feel free to message me or Pag, or possibly Hermes or Don Sirleone. But yeah, we do really appreciate everyone that's been active and engaged. It's been pretty sweet having Telegram people back together and vibing. The energy seems like it's been pretty amazing, and that's important, So in this space, any project you're involved in, the community is there's nothing small about that. The energy that we put together and grow together, that spirit is huge. Anyone that comes in and checks it out, whether it's for a quick glance or if we blow them away with how we sync, it can have a major impact to be that catalyst. Anyways, me and Pag will be putting together teams. We'll be going through this and putting out messages appropriately for that. So yeah. And then
Okay.
Pag, were we able to extract from the reactions on this? Like, were we able to get the list, or was it kind of acting wonky? You can text it in the comment section if you'd like. We might potentially need people that reacted to this if I read his last message right, to we'll form like a DM channel or something.
Basically, it will be a little separate thing just to avoid getting lost in the general chat. But the idea is for it to actually run in Telegram as a team. We'll update us a bit more on that. While we wait, we could probably start with some questions. So, as usual, for those that are new at this, the way we do it is if anyone is live here and has a question, just press the little hand up button and we'll bring you to stage so you can voice your question. If we don't have any one that wants to participate at the time, then we'll default to start reading the ones that are on the VC questions. Obviously, anyone here will have priority just for the simple fact that we don't know how long you can be here. We don't want you also to keep you waiting for too long. Okay, so starting with that, since we actually have no one at the moment, I shall start reading the questions in no specific order. I'll actually probably start with the most recent ones, which is update on the total MK staked for a more accurate counter. The answer I can give to you guys is we have mentioned this to the devs. They told us, yes, it should be possible. They will look into it. I haven't heard anything since then. So what I'll do is I'll poke them after this and see how we are with that. My guess is basically it's something at some point with some updates kind of cut off the numbers, and it's been rounding it to just the millions. And I know you guys want to go down to the single MK that's being staked, but the answer we got was yes, it is possible, especially because we had it before. It's not a problem. I don't think I need to pass this to you guys because this is a straight answer to this one. Now, the ones that actually will require one of you to answer, which is, will season 2 be released with exchange listings?
So I mean, I can speak to that. Season 2 release and exchange listings are not correlated. Exactly. Here's the thing, though, to keep in mind. I've said this before on other calls, but obviously I'll reiterate it now. To facilitate an exchange listing, the number one thing that exchanges are looking for, and they're all in this category, the number one thing that they're looking for is transactional volume. So, like, how much volume can you bring to their exchange to beef up their numbers? We're attempting to seize on an exchange listing early on, and during that period of time, volume for MK sort of fell off with the rising transaction costs on Ethereum. If you guys all recall, right around the time that we released MK on the decentralized exchange, there was like a little mini bull run on Ethereum. The GUI was in the hundreds, pretty consistently all day long, which made transacting MK really difficult unless it was a large volume or like a whale transaction. It just didn't make a lot of sense. A lot of people were even complaining when they were attempting to stake MK that they had purchased onto the platform that the cost was just the cost to stake was as much as MK that they were going to try to put into the game. So long story short, volume started to decrease, which really kind of put a pin in some of these exchange listing conversations. Now, with that being said, I think as we approach season 2 and people get really amped up and excited about what season 2 will bring, then we will see an increase in volume for MK. The token price will see a lot of transacting, a lot of volume, which then I think will be a point of where we could make an exchange listing happen. So long story short, they're not necessarily correlated, but I think that they do have an impact. So season 2 release could bring about an exchange listing, but there's no agreement for A plus B equals C with that. And that was probably way more than I needed to say per usual.
He's getting good at this part. He's now realizing it when he takes this long to answer that. Probably
I know, and I
Well,
realize
the short
that as I'm
answer.
saying it,
You realize
I realize it as I'm doing it, and I think of ways to say it in a shorter way, and then it just makes me take longer. So this is me.
In that case, get ready because we're going to get another one because this one has your name on it. It says,
Okay.
What sort of idea do you have in regards to play interaction for MK beyond Season 2? You mentioned MK will eventually be more like a traditional play-to-earn game. Can you be a bit more specific on that regard?
Yeah, I mean, so I have a lot of ideas. I've been passed a lot of ideas from people in the community. There's been a few of them along the way over the last few months that I've found incredibly interesting. I think that ideally the future state of MK is not necessarily a linear style game platform. I think that if my vision is to be realized, and it's not just all me, but if my vision is to be realized, ultimately what you will see when you come into MK is a variety of game applications. So we might at some point in the future transition to just a dynamically different style of gameplay for a version of MK that has an entirely different look and feel, while at the same time not abandoning previous iterations of the platform. So if somebody really loved and really likes this kind of current wagering platform where it's low intensity, where you can just basically like set your wager and then walk away and go grab a cup of coffee or something, you're not having to bang keys or move people around on a like in a game. That is still available to you, where we also have possibly even like a DLC packed application to play MK, like where it's almost like an application on your phone or on your desktop, if that's something that you're into. Not a lot of people in the Web3 space like downloading content, but it does make for better gameplay. And you can add far more robust features and have more interactive gameplay when there's some DLC involved. So in my mind, I think the future of MK down the road would have these options, almost kind of where when you come into to the arena, you can have a number of different Meme Kombat game applications or game layers that you could play, just depending on what you're into. And so that's what I envision for the future.
That wasn't too long, and it actually answered the question. It actually answered two questions because someone actually had asked how we saw play to earn and betting running along with the battling. So it actually covers that question as well.
And so there's also another component there too, right? Is that we have these iconic NFTs that were created with kind of like a down the road future purpose or intent, and I think that those will have essentially like their own area within Meme Kombat, where each one of these iconic NFTs essentially can host its own tournament of sorts. That there's just so many different directions that we can go. I think that there's inevitably going to be different, or there's going to be variations of the game layer that people can select and choose. So it won't be just forced into one channel, but there will be multiple different ways, whether it's PvP or just playing against the computer or playing against an algorithm, or playing in a miniature tournament against some of your peers. Like there's going to be all different types of options in the future.
Nice. There you go. MK keeps expanding, and there's always space for new ideas and new ways of you guys playing games in our ecosystem. How much percentage of Season 2 do you consider already done? 50%, 80%, 90%? Just a rough estimate would be nice.
Rough estimate. So I guess this is depends on how you look at it, right? So we took a pretty significant amount of time building season one with anticipation that we would be adding on to and using that foundation to build season two. So if we were to take that work that we had done, that pre-work that we had done with season one development into consideration, I would say that, we're, you know, past 75, maybe 80%. And that, that's probably conservative, considering that most of the current changes is basically buttoning up the changes from the front end, the user experience side of things, and making connections to back end services that have low latency, that aren't buggy, and then also trying to shore up or fix some of the issues that we've come across from our third-party services that we leverage to make Meme Kombat, those work. We've upgraded some of those services to some, really expensive enterprise level assistance, which brings enterprise level hands-on services like white glove services. So we've been working with their outside developers as well to mitigate some of these issues. So I would say, yeah, 75, 80%, and picking up speed by the day.
Carrying on the season two questions, since we don't deviate very much. You mentioned testing. There's a question here about what are the plans for testing the game? Will it be beta testers or will it be done internally by the team? I do believe you already answered this in an AMA before, but it might not be a bad idea to reinforce.
Yeah, I would say quite honestly that the vision for beta testing for season one didn't necessarily materialize quite how we had envisioned, but I think that the intent is still there. I would love to, once we get past team testing, get to the point where we're leveraging active members of the community and some of our beta testers that are still hanging around with us. Absolutely, I think that we'll lean on them. The real question is to how much time will they have, and the detailed levels of feedback that we get. Prioritizing either critical issues or just nice to have type things. It's just a matter of, because it's really important to me that we hit the delivery date, which I 100% fully believe that we will get there with time to spare, by the end of Q2 2024 for delivery of season two. It's just a matter of how much hands-on time will beta testers get. But absolutely, I would love to incorporate them to a higher level than we did with season one.
Nice. And
so basically with that now, Hermes, now you're going to have more and more people being like, I want a beta test. So you got more things to do.
That's already the usual thing. So they keep asking for it for months now. So that we're getting used to it. So yeah, if we eventually, what I was going to say is, if we eventually decide to go through the path of the beta testers, what we're going to do is both in Telegram and in Discord, we will announce enrollments for it. Okay, so another question about season two, which is NFT integration. Is it already done, or is it still a work in progress for season two?
For season two, it'll be obviously done when season two is ready to be tested. In terms of like NFT integration, the concepts around how the NFTs will be integrated is done, locked in, and it's moving forward with season two's development. All of this will be basically spilled out and released with the rest of the season two marketing that we'll be doing. So yeah, but NFTs will be present in season two and onwards. What I can say though is and I think I said this on the previous AMA that I was on, the level of usage in season two is not going to be static moving forward. The NFTs will have a different purpose and have different utility in other and future iterations of Meme Kombat. So how they're used in season 2 won't necessarily be how they're used in season 3 and onwards. It can and will change over time.
Last question about season 2, which actually leads to a question that we've been getting the entire week, which is there going to be a roadmap for season 2? Not exact dates, but an order of the things to happen. And I do believe this is really the other question that we'll be getting a lot, which is any news on the website?
Yeah, I mean, so we've been making a lot of progress on season 2. So admittedly, the website, pushing the new version of the website out hasn't been the highest priority, but it is still a priority. I think that people will start to notice that a lot of things will be happening kind of all at once in the weeks to come. But there was a few things with respect to the website that I wanted changed. Some just very minor design changes. But the first part of that question, a roadmap for season 2, what we envision instead of a roadmap, which like for instance that would be visible on the website, I think what we will do instead is essentially like a season 2 aspect of our white paper that has kind of more of a detailed explanation on how it works, and hopefully answer some questions around that instead of trying to integrate it into the website or the roadmap design. So we'll go that route. I think that it'll probably be more effective at answering questions or providing answers to the questions that people would have around season 2.
Okay, so there is a question that just popped up about the website, which is 3 weeks ago you said the website would be launched in a week or 2, and you were confident about it. While we are listening to you now, are you confident that season 2 will still be coming in Q2 as planned, or will it be later?
Yeah, I mean, so, and I just said that, but I'll reiterate it. I am confident that season 2 will come on time, which is one of the main reasons why focus was kind of shifted from the deployment of a website, which is more novelty at this point. Mostly it's like, and those of you that have spent time either in a development team or are a developer yourself, you'll know that it's not a static, steady thing. Some days you see tremendous progress and you feel like you just, you can't miss. And then there's other days where either mentally or otherwise you feel blocked and it's one step forward, 2 steps back. That's just life when, developing, especially when it's not something that's been done before. So with that being said, lately we've been in a pretty good stride, and so been wanting to seize upon those wins and maintain that cadence. But we are still bringing additional resources onto the team. I do have another person that's kind of going through the process right now, and once that person is on board, their first initial focus could be and would be to push that website out, and then I could work with them one-on-one on to do the little changes and stuff. One of the things, so maybe as like a little caveat to that, one of the main things that I'm looking to implement with this new iteration of the website is something along the lines of like a CRM, something that, a CMS, like a content management system, something that allows adaptive changes to the website without having to go through like a developer and have HTML and do all these CSS changes and things. Having it basically designed in so that updates and changes or messages, content on the site can be done at any given moment in time by, like, for instance, like myself or even Hermes. Not Zeus, he's not allowed.
Poor Zeus.
So, yeah, I don't want
to
fat finger it and mess something up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
don't worry. At least you can write season. I did the first the vlog, and I wrote season with 2 S's, and I immediately got pointed out both on Discord and Telegram about it. But the version that came out on Twitter had a typo corrected. I do listen to you guys. Okay, so as far as I see, this is going to be the last question. So unless someone wants to speak, but I haven't seen. Let's say there's one person, but I don't see anyone here, which is kind of weird. The last question is: will the marketing start with the launch of the website, or are these two things independent?
Yeah, I mean, so we've been going back and forth quite a bit on this, on how best to seize upon marketing, and how to best leverage it. Obviously, you want to strike while the iron is hot, I guess would be a way to say. But most often, there has to be some sort of a catalyst, something that you're marketing. So just the fact that we have season one up and running, is great. But really, I think that the catalyst for the project, for the token, for the whole ecosystem is going to be the build up and the run up of season 2. And so we'll have an updated website, we'll have a season 2 platform coming. And that's really something I think that a robust campaign can be built around. And that's going to see an influx of new people coming into the community, seeing MK for the first time. And we really want to make sure that we're, presenting well, and that we have, things operating well, a platform that is, stable and ready to receive more and more people. So yeah, I think that season 2 is really going to be kind of like the catalyst that makes all the time, effort, and energy that you guys have put into hanging around worth it. You guys will be the OGs.
Exactly. Yeah, and yeah, I just wanted to, give a salute to you, Matt, and Hermes, and Pag, and Don Sirleone, and all the amazing community members we have here. I do feel everything is and always, seems to align when Matt has a plan and a vision, and he shows up every day and puts the work in to align for the opportunity of that. The market has been fluctuating like it always does. I think it's all going to align perfectly. We're coming into the summer. I feel like from this time, early spring into summer, there's usually some good uptick waves, and where our community energy is pretty solid right now. So really, I think if we can just find the right approach with the grassroots community-led initiatives mixed with the backside team initiatives of marketing, and just figure out the perfect plan of attack to spread to the outside world, and that involves telling our story, right? And through that, like inspiring people of what we are, what about, what it means to be an MK fighter, right? And like, there's so much in that in itself of just, if you can align with like the team spirit and the vision of what a project is, and help spread the messages of trust. I think the top things in crypto is, a fun, energetic community that people want to be involved in. Obviously, trust. Obviously, something that people see the upside potential, right? And that's an alignment of vision, as Maddie is sprinkling out to us. But yeah, I'm excited for everyone that wants to be involved on the backside with these groups that we're putting out. And we're going to work towards building partnerships with other good people, other good influencers. And the goal would be to reel them in, influencers that have pull in this space, that align with who we are, what we're about, and just keep on building that network and that web of good people that we can keep expanding this, collaborating, join AMAs, all the above. But great job, Matt, Hermes, and everyone that's been helping out. So cheers to that. And if anyone saw the roast of Tom Brady, let's fucking go.
I did. I did see that. That was hilarious.
It was epic. And he loves crypto. He might need a project to help him bounce back from that $30 million loss.
You think it's cheaper now? Yeah. We'll make a promise now, which is we'll make Zeus watch The Godfather so he can know how to say Don Corleone.
I'm gonna watch it right now. My bad.
There you go. Apology to all the Italians and Mafia fans. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So we shall head into the final remarks. We actually made it on time today. It was 30 minutes. Good job, everyone. The right amount of questions and right amount of time to answer those questions. Any final remarks, boys?
All right. Thanks, everybody. No, it's all good. I'll do my best to jump in next week as well. But if not, I know that Hermes and Zeus have you guys covered. But I'm always in the community. I'm checking the chats. I might not be chatting in there quite often, but I do at least 20-25 times a day or so jump in there and see what people are saying and kind of doing a little vibe check and stuff. And I appreciate how the positivity and the higher spirits that everybody has been bringing to the table. So keep it up, and do let us know anything that we can do to make your experience better within reason. And we will see you in the chat and see you on the call next week. Thanks, everybody.
Excellent, Matt. All right, everyone, have an amazing rest of your day, and let's keep rocking this, and let's form these groups. Talk to you guys soon. All right.
Thank you very much, Matt. Thank you very much, Zeus. Thank you everyone that was here. And don't forget, we do have a couple of events running at the moment. The Zealy quest ends in 3 days, and the last quest will come online tomorrow. Then you'll just have the recurrent ones. We do have a meme competition that the prize is a nice MK NFT. And for those that have been keeping track of the prices, you have seen those prices have been going up and up. So nice to have. And we also have our usual raffle from Discord, which is a continuous event that's always running. And we will have our raids, not just on Discord, but on Telegram very soon, hopefully today. I was planning on having them yesterday, but unfortunately, this call did not allow me to work until very late yesterday. So hopefully today I'll be able to finalize it, and we can start having the raids as well on Telegram, just like we had them before. So until then, have a nice week, people. Catch you in the chats, and see you later.